The shadow of infamy. Lima's streets buzzed, alive with noise, with people, a stark contrast to the corner where it stood. Casa Matusita, a name whispered with fear. Locals hurried past, eyes averted. They knew its stories, its dark reputation, a place best left alone. They crossed the street to avoid it, a silent, shared understanding of dread. The building looked sick, its paint peeled badly like old sunburnt skin. Grimy windows stared out, vacant like dead eyes. A deep silence hung heavy here, an old dusty, waiting shroud. I felt unseen eyes on me, unblinking, cold and steady, always watching, waiting. The air itself felt old, stagnant. My editor sent me. "Get the real story," he said. "Debunk the ghost tales." I was a skeptic then. Cocky even. Ghosts were for movies, for campfire stories, not for real life, not for a seasoned journalist. Or so I believed. Whispers in the walls. The first night was quiet, too quiet. I set up my gear, cameras, audio recorders, my notepad full of questions. I tried to be rational, logical. It was just an old house, full of drafts and shadows. Nothing more sinister than that. I told myself this, over and over. A litany against the encroaching darkness. Then the sounds began. Faint at first, easy to dismiss. A floorboard creaking upstairs. Old wood settling, I thought. The wind sighing through cracks. But the whispers, they were harder to ignore, like dry leaves skittering across bare floors, or hushed, urgent voices just beyond hearing, always just out of reach. Shadows moved in the periphery, darting, quick movements. When I turned my head, nothing, just empty space. Dust motes, my tired eyes playing tricks. That's what I told myself. The power of suggestion. The creeping dread, days blurred into a week. The initial unease festered, it grew into a palpable dread. A living thing, breathing softly down my neck. The whispers changed, no longer faint, they became clearer, distinct, moans of pain, soft, sorrowful cries, the sounds of suffering echoing from the very walls, from the house's dark heart. Objects began to move, small things at first. My pen would roll off the desk, seemingly on its own. A book slid from a bookshelf, landing with a soft thud. I tried to find explanations, vibrations from the street, a tilted floor, but the explanations felt thin, weak. The house was toying with me, testing my resolve. Then came the feeling of being touched, a cold breath on my neck, when I was alone, a light spectral brush against my arm in the darkness. I would spin around, heart pounding, expecting someone, something, but there was never anyone there. My skepticism was cracking. Section 4. Echoes of agony, the haunting intensifies. Sleep offered no escape, it became a battleground. Nightmares clawed at my mind, vivid, horrifying. Visions of terrible violence, of unspeakable suffering, the house's tormented past. It was seeping into my dreams, or were they more than dreams? Were they echoes, memories trapped in time? The pain felt too real. Apparitions started to manifest, fleeting glimpses at first, a dark, tall figure, standing in a distant doorway. A pale, sorrowful face reflected in a grimy mirror, gone in an instant before I could be sure, leaving me trembling, questioning my own sanity. Was this real, or was I losing my mind? The temperature inside plummeted, sharply, dramatically. Frost formed on the inside, of the window panes, in the middle of a warm Lima summer. My breath misted before my face. The cold was biting, painful. It was a physical assault. Section 5. The Unveiling, a Hidden Horror. I had to understand. I had to find the source, the epicenter of this darkness, this relentless, terrifying onslaught. Fear was a constant companion, but a desperate need for answers. It pushed me forward. I searched every room, every shadowy corner, every cobweb-filled space, driven by a primal urge to know, a loose floorboard. I found it, in the master bedroom. The room felt different, colder, more oppressive than the rest. A palpable evil emanated from it. My heart hammered against my ribs, my hands trembled as I knelt down and carefully pried it open. The wood splintered, groaning in protest. Beneath it a small cavity, dark, dank. A foul, musty smell rose up, choking me, and inside something lay there, hidden for who knows how long, a small tarnished crucifix. It was broken in two, lying on a piece of old, heavily stained cloth. The stains were dark, rust-colored. My blood ran cold. Section 6. Flight from the Abyss. The Escape. The moment I touched it, the house erupted, a furious, deafening roar. Not a sound I recognized, but one I felt, in my teeth, in my bones. The very walls seemed to shake, to vibrate with rage. The air grew thick, heavy, suffocating me. I had disturbed something, something ancient, something terrible, something that should have stayed buried. I dropped the broken crucifix, as if it burned my skin, scrambled back, away from the gaping hole. Pure unadulterated terror fueled me now. No more investigation, no more notes, no more story. Only one thought consumed me. Survival. I had to get out of this cursed place, before it consumed me whole. I ran, blindly, stumbling through the darkened halls. The sounds of the house pursued me. Unearthly screams, demonic howls. The house itself seemed to reach for me. Cold spots grabbed at my ankles. Unseen hands clawed at my back, trying to pull me back into its suffocating darkness, into its endless nightmare. Section 7. The Lingering Chill, a Haunting That Follows. I never wrote the story, not the one my editor wanted. The expose, the debunking, how could I? How could I explain it? The sheer unadulterated horror, the bone-deep certainty that the supernatural was real, that evil existed, and that it lived in that house. Words felt inadequate, too small for such terror. Back in my own apartment, miles away from that cursed place. I thought I was safe, I thought I had escaped, but Casa Matusita wasn't done with me. The whispers returned, softly at first, so quiet I thought I imagined them, then louder, more insistent, following me, even here, in my own home. Shadows dance in my peripheral vision, even in well-lit rooms. Objects move on their own, small things, a cup sliding, a door creaking open, the oppressive cold spot. It follows me, from room to room, a constant, unwelcome companion, a chilling presence that never leaves.